The Bobcats basketball. Kevin Rao with you tonight from Cardington-Lincoln High School, about an hour north of Columbus, up 71 way. Joining me, as always, the former Maryland Terrapin, Scott Murphy. And Scott, tonight, a game that, boy, I tell you, Grandview is so glad to be there. Tuesday night was such an exciting game. A win on the road at West Jeff in overtime. Final was 49-46. Got him the right to play tonight, who had the bye. But what, first of all, talk about Tuesday night. What a special game that was.
It actually was. It was doing her normal job that she always.
And playing a 17 and really nice performance. Edwards, of course, Grandview at 15 and 8. But this Cardington team, a couple of bigs, they say, a couple of taller girls, one a freshman, one a junior, but they will present some problems. And as you match up, Grandview's got the athletes, but again, two big girls that like to rebound and put it back. That'll be the challenge tonight for Grandview.
Yeah, and that's what we dealt with at West Jeff. They only had one, Sydney Luby, and
sure,
she had a good game at 14. She did a lot of damage in the first half, but Coach went into a 2-3 zone and collapsed down on her. I think she only had one bucket in the second half. So we'll have to see how we have to deal with two of them tonight.
That's a little different animal indeed. So the teams are all here, ready to go. Fans are filtering in, and now it's time for our national anthem. Beautiful job done tonight on our national anthem, sung a cappella. Never easy to do, but flawless performance tonight by a young lady from Cardington. And one of the neat things that Cardington does here, nice gym, it reminds me a little bit of Bexley. We were talking about that before. But the students now form an L around one of the corners as their team will be introduced here in moments. Grandview will be introduced first. We'll have the lineups for you here in just a moment, but just give you kind of the setting. The court itself, red and black, the color of the Pirates of Cardington High School. And so there's red trim all the way around. The bleachers are red, kind of if you took the Grandview blue and made them in, the bleachers about the same size as if we were home at Grandview. No seats in either end zone. Grandview dressed tonight in their traveling navy uniforms with white trim. Cardington will be in white uniforms with red and gray trim. So looking at the starting lineups tonight, first for Cardington, we mentioned the two bigs. One of those is a freshman, Casey Bertke, a 6'2 freshman. The other is Kendall Spires. Spires leads the team in scoring, averaging over 14 points a game. She's a 6'1 junior. Also starting is a sophomore, Paige Klinger. She is 5'9". Sage Brandon, really the person that makes it go. She's the point guard. Leads the team in assists and steals. She's a 5'7 junior. And then rounding out the starting lineup, Kinley Edwards, a 5'6 sophomore. So this is a team, when you look at it, Scott, that on the floor has no seniors.
They're young. They do have seniors on the team, and they will come in 6th, 7th, 8th man. But, they're young and talented, no doubt about it.
Looking at the Grandview lineup, it'll be Lizzie Van Duzen, one of those seniors. Grandview has a lot, and most of them will see action tonight. Lauren Collier, who Scott mentioned had 30 of the 49 points on Tuesday against West Jeff. She'll start at a guard. Maria Claypool in the starting lineup. Paige Crable, a senior, and Casey Murphy, back from injury this season, has found her way into the starting lineup after some very good performances coming down the stretch in the regular season and had a nice game out of West Jeff. So again, for Grandview, it'll be Van Duzen, Collier, Claypool, Crable, and Murphy. For Cardington, Berkey, Klinger, Brannon, Spires, and Edwards. And talking to Brian O'Mara before the game, he really felt like, and you and I have had this discussion off the mic about how effective the man-to-man is, and I think he's going to look at that first tonight against Cardington and maybe try to wear those bigs out a little bit.
Yeah, we had success Tuesday against West Jeff. I think throughout the season, when we get a defensive rebound, we're looking to push the ball, and I think that works to our advantage. We have all those girls who have come over from the soccer team. They're used to running, and we can put a lot of pressure on people. And
one of the themes this year are the number of girls that came back to play and to round out their winter playing season by playing basketball, and it's had a really good effect on this team.
Absolutely. It's had a wonderful effect. I mean, that's why we're playing tonight. That's why we're 15-8. We had a shot for the conference championship this year. We were in almost every game.
And some knew they were going to be role players, and they came back anyway and wanted to be part of it, and that really says a lot.
That does say a lot.
The opening tip goes to Cardington. They'll be going left to right in front of us. Out top with it now is Edwards. Sophomore goes to the wing. Brandon looks in, dribbles with the left hand toward the lane, stops at the free throw line, and now will go left side. Backing it out again is Edwards. Again goes to Brandon, right wing. She gets a screen out high, dribbles in the lane, goes low to Berkey. She's about 10 feet away, spins, fakes, goes up against pressure, and nice job. Paige Crable didn't block the shot, but she altered the shot, got the rebound. Grandview runs up the floor. Van Duzen, right baseline, they're going to say she traveled as she tried to get her feet set for the short jumper, and then we'll go back over to Cardington. So you can see Grandview wants to push it right away.
Yeah, we had a 2-on-1 right there, so they didn't get back very well.
Cardington brings it up, no pressure by Grandview. They'll meet it at the top of the key. Collier on defense against Brandon. That's Edwards. Still on the dribble. Gets a pick out high, goes toward the lane, dribbles down, floats it up off the board. No good. Good box out. Rebound right there by Casey Murphy. Grandview having some trouble in the backcourt. They'll get it back to Murphy. She'll start to dribble up. Now goes to Collier as she dishes behind it. Now Collier across the timeline, right in the middle of the court, drifts right. Finds Claypool right corner, splits a double team. Cross-court pass, Van Duzen. Crable on the baseline. All the way out top now to Collier, who will back it out and reset. The bounce into Crable in the lane, has an open shot, no good off the board. Ball stolen away. Quickly up the court is Brandon, right down the middle. She'll take it against pressure, lay it up and good. Collier, a good job to avoid the foul, but Brandon gets it to go, and it's 2-0 in favor of Cardington. Grandview quickly up the floor. Pass to the corner to Van Duzen. Thought better of the shot there, goes back to Collier out top. Collier around the screen for Murphy, down the right side of the lane, puts it up against pressure, off the back of the rim, and it falls through, and Grandview's tied it up at 2.
Yeah, she goes down the lane, a slasher, able to take it up strong and get the roll.
Almost 2 minutes into this first quarter, we're tied at 2. Edwards around the screen high, goes to the wing, now down low, Berkey. Nope, make that Spires, turnaround jumper, good. Nope, it was Berkey. They look very similar in body type. That was away from us, but it was Berkey, the freshman, makes it 4-2 as she gets the three-footer. Collier quickly up against pressure, puts it up, tried to draw the foul, no good, and they're going to say that it did not touch anybody else when it went out of bounds. Lauren clearly trying to draw the foul, but Cardington stood their ground and did not lean in. 5:4 to go first quarter in this district game, the second round for the Bobcats. For Cardington, it was a bye in the first round, so their first tournament action. They lead at 4-2. We'll get that score going for you here now as we realize that we can do that. There we go. So 4-2, Grandview in the lead, or falling on by 2. Right block, turnaround jumper by Spires, no good. Berkey reaches over everybody, gets the rebound. Dishes out to Brandon, no good, but right there for the rebound. Back up and in. I believe that was Klinger with the shot. Three different players with two for Cardington, and they lead at 6-2. Van Dusen to Crable. Left block. Now she'll go all the way out top to Collier. Fakes the shot. Dribbles down the lane. Lays it up and good.
Yeah, over the trees there. Nice move by Lauren.
Continues her hot play. Grandview cuts the lead to 2. 6-4. Cardington up. Screen out high. Edwards goes around it. Now dishes behind to Brandon. Brandon spins at the free throw line. Goes right corner now. 3 on the way. No good off the back of the iron. Rebound in the far corner will be picked up by Lizzie Van Dusen, and she'll bring it up. Grandview trails by 2. They have the ball. Collier, left point. Dribbles toward the lane. Stops. Looping pass to the corner, and then somebody didn't cut. They zigged when Claypool thought they were going to zag. It goes out of bounds. It'll go to Cardington, who will bring it 3/4 of the court.
We have to try to eliminate unforced errors. That's for sure against a good Cardington team.
4.5 minutes to go, first quarter. Kevin Rouse, Scott Murphy with you. And again, we're trying to keep this score. We're getting used to this new system. Shot nowhere near. Grandview will grab it. Collier racing through the pack, goes all the way to the rim, right side, lays it in.
That's what we talked about, putting the pressure on them. They were jogging down the floor, and Lauren beat them all down there.
So Grandview ties it up at 6. She just beat everybody down. And right back with a jumper from 10 feet is Brandon. She's got 4, and Cardington takes the lead once again, 8-6. Double team out top. Collier goes around it right side. Now we'll come back to the top. Jump pass to the wing. Out top, Murphy at the high post. Fakes. Travels down the lane. Puts it up no good, but she was fouled. And the junior, Casey Murphy, will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, I'd like to see with that rip and go to the lane like she did, right to the hole. Got fouled.
Well, you can see Grandview wants to take it and go and see what they can do. That foul will go against Klinger. Free throw up and good. Nothing but net for Casey Murphy. Her first point of the ball. In fact, the first non-Collier point. And Grandview cuts the lead to 1, 8-7. We'll try it again. We're keep up with that scoreboard. Next shot off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound to Berkey. She'll get it to Brandon, who runs it up. In the lane it goes. Stolen away by Casey Murphy. She falls. Did she get rid of it? Wow. She was pushed a little bit. No call.
Yeah, that was a foul.
They'll call traveling. Cardington will get it back under their bucket. Into the ball game is Allison Adams, a senior. And she will inbound it for her team. We'll go across the baseline. Berkey gets up, puts it up, no good. Rebound, Lizzie Van Dusen, right side of the rim. Gets it to Collier. She'll run it up. Edwards on her at half court. Molly Smith into the ballgame. Go cross court. Van Dusen now to Crable. Shot from the baseline off the board. No good. Rebound pulled away by Spires for Cardington. And here come the Pirates. Leading at 8-7. And short shot left side. No good. Grandview again. Good defense to keep the player. That was Brandon from getting to the rim. Bobcats up with it quickly. Van Dusen left corner. Good.
Yeah, that's what we needed.
For the 3.
Get Lizzie off right now. That was a great shot. Good look by Lauren.
So Grandview takes the lead, 10-8. First lead of the ball game for the Bobcats. 2:44 to go, first quarter. Again, Pirates set the screen out high, driving down the right side of the lane, and what are we going to get? I think travel called. Glad it wasn't a foul. There were some hands reaching in. Instead, it was the travel, and Grandview will get it back with the 2-point lead, 10-8, 2:38 to go here in the first quarter. Collier, Edwards will put some man-to-man pressure on her in the backcourt. Collier just runs it up. Molly Smith, right wing, dribbles down to the baseline. We're going to get a reach-in foul over there. Now let's see who it will be. Actually shook into the ballgame. I believe it will go against her. Nope, it's Adams, who also is just into the ballgame. Molly Smith to inbounds at left corner. Van Dusen fakes the 3, comes down the baseline, loses the handle, goes into the lane, trying to find Emma Hall. Can't get it. Scrum, and Molly Smith goes to the ground to grab it for Grandview, and the Bobcats will retain possession. Smith, right corner, drives the baseline, dishes Casey Murphy, 17-footer, off the left side, and it'll be rebounded by Cardington. Now the ball on the floor. Van Dusen going to tie it up, and Grandview gets the arrow and the ball with 2:26. And actually, clock's still running. Clock needs to stop over there. 2:21, still going.
Running.
And I think now the referee has found that out at half court, so they'll go to fix that.
Yeah, Lizzie going down the floor to wrestle that jump ball. That's the kind of effort it's going to take tonight.
10-8, Grandview leads at 2:19 to go first quarter in this tournament game, and they are just always different. The atmosphere is different. The players look at it differently. Murphy with it now. She gets the inbounds near the free throw line. Van Dusen will go underneath, take the shot. No good, but she's fouled.
Little high-low action there, Kevin.
Yeah, that was really nicely executed. And, you know, the Cardington players kind of sit behind players. They're not really trying to deny the basketball, so Grandview able to get it down there low.
No, I hope we keep attacking that way because if they stand back there, we're going to have an advantage.
One of the line to shoot two will be Lizzie Van Dusen. First shot up and good. Van Dusen now with 4 points. And we're going to get a timeout called by Cardington. Let's see, is it a full timeout? It is. So we are going to take this timeout. When we come back, we'll have some more first quarter action for you. Grandview leads at 11-8 over Cardington. Back at Cardington, Kevin Rao, Scott Murphy with you tonight. And Grandview leads at 11-8. Made 2 of their first 3 free throws. And really good passing so far tonight, I think, has been the key.
Yeah, I like the ball movement. I like the way we're pressuring them. Once we get a defensive rebound, they're not coming back very fast. That's an advantage to us.
Van Dusen's next free throw is good, so Grandview leads it now 12-8. 2:16 to go first quarter. And Grandview settles back into a man-to-man defense. Brandon with it way out left wing. A lob pass underneath to Berkey, and she will lay it in right side. Casey Murphy sprinted back, tried to get the block, but Berkey able to get the handle and lay it in. And now it's 12-10. Grandview up with it almost. A lazy pass got away, and it's on the floor now. It's going to be tied up, and this one will go to Cardington. Grandview, sometimes they'd like to throw over the top when a bounce pass might do a little better, but that's the old coach in me, you know.
Sometimes it works.
But that time, Collier just couldn't quite get the handle of the pass over the top. So Cardington has it, trailing by 2. Edwards out top will go to Brandon way out left wing. And guarding her and drawing the foul is Collier. It's a little bit of a hand check out there. That is the first foul called against Grandview so far in the game. 3 against the Cardington Pirates. Ball will be inbounded right in front of the Grandview bench. Edwards will run the point. Molly Smith guarding her. She goes right side. Pass comes to the top to Brandon. Now around to Edwards, left wing. They go underneath as they set a screen. And it will go out of bounds, belong to Cardington. Good poke away there by Molly Smith. But they're running the 2 bigs on the block, screening for each other as they alternate blocks.
But Molly came down to double with Emma Hall and almost got the turnover there.
Spires had been out, the other big, and she will replace Berkey. So 1 player over 6 feet tall in there now. Adams fakes the shot, and then Casey Murphy stuffs her as she went to the rim. Collier grabs it out of the pack, dribbles down fast. Van Dusen will take it up left side, no good, but she's fouled. And she did a good job not to get the charge and be able to draw the foul. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, Lizzie, she's deadly from the baseline.
She loves that left side coming to the hoop.
She loves it, but she was able to position her body and turn just enough to get the block. So great move and a good pass by Lauren to get her in the open court.
Van Dusen already with 5 points, make that 6 as she hits the first free throw. She makes it 13-10. Grandview in the lead in this first quarter. Back into the ball game for Cardington is Paige Klinger. Van Dusen's next shot is up, bounces around and falls out. Spires with the rebound. Here come the Pirates, trailing by 3. Brandon way out. Goes left side to Klinger. Klinger wearing one of those nose guards with a visor as well. Guarded by Emma Hall, who's in there for the Grandview Bobcats. Now Adams out top. Gets it to Brandon. Double screen, actually triple screen out top. And she'll take the 3 in the right wing off that screen. No good. Rebound bounces around, and it will be Edwards for Cardington with the rebound. Working against Collier. She'll come out top to Brandon. Brandon fakes, waits for the screen. Now she'll take the three from the top. No good. Back of the iron. Molly Smith into the pack will grab it, and then there's going to be a foul called. I tell you, Molly Smith, she's just not afraid. I don't know how to put it any other way because she will go into any kind of circumstance to grab the ball, and she took the ball away from much bigger people than she right there.
And that's been her forte all year. Fearless is a good way to describe it because she'll go anywhere, any place against anybody.
Collier brings it up, but poked away from behind, and Cardington will get it on the turnover. 30 seconds to go in this first quarter. Grandview leads by 3. Underneath it goes to Spires. No good. She could not get her body squared up to the bucket. Good Grandview defense. She'll go in. A foul's going to be called. Murphy and Hall both there to kind of block it away. Let's see who it goes against. It's going to go against Casey Murphy. And it will be Spires to the line to shoot 2. First free throws tonight for Cardington. Again, trail at 13-10, 20.8 seconds to go in this first quarter. First shot up and good. Makes it 13-11. Grandview will get Maria Claypool back into the lineup. Casey Murphy will sit down. Spires the second free throw on its way, and good. And Cardington will put full court man-to-man pressure, although Van Dusen breaks it easily. 16 seconds, but then Lizzie loses the handle. Brandon will grab it away from her. Dishes to the left corner, a 3 on the way, no good. And it will be pulled down underneath by Klinger. Dishes behind, and the shot up, and we're going to get a foul call right before the clock runs out. Kind of bailed her out because she was not square to the bucket about 8 feet away. And it'll be Spires to go to the line to shoot a couple, and she may do that all by her lonesome as the clock ran out just after the ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, right there at the end, those big, long bodies, we got to put a body on them and block them out.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to be physical with your backside. And the first free throw up and good. That'll tie the ball game at 13. Next free throw up. This one is no good. So that's how the first quarter will end. Both teams 13 points, both of them 3 for 4. I make that, Cardington was 3 for 4. I was looking again, Grandview 4 for 5 from the free throw line. We're going to take a quick break. Again, it is 13-13, Grandview and Cardington after a quarter of play. We are at where we
exactly
are?
where we're at. Yes, indeed.
I knew we crossed that point on the way. It was we came up 71. The back roads, though, so that's your thing.
Riverside Drive.
Yeah, you just heard Scott Murphy. It's 13-13 after one quarter in this district tournament game. Grandview gets it on the possession arrow to start the second quarter, and Collier working against Edwards. And Grandview going to throw it into the backcourt. And Grandview out front has to get a little bit better in their passing game because they've had some unforced errors. Now, Cardington is putting pressure on them. But they're going to need to get a couple of people coming up from baseline to maybe get a pass high and get things squared around. We'll see how they adjust to that. Cardington will have it. Again, we are tied at 13, their first possession of this second quarter. In there for the first time is Taylor Rappert. Rappert dishes off. It'll go high now to Klinger in the lane. Turnaround jumper, no good. Getting her own rebound is Birdkin. She puts it back in, and that's what they've been doing all year. Is even though they're not the one nearest to the hoop, they will grab it and go up with it. And Birdke, her 6th point, 5th and 6th points, and they take the lead to the Cardington Pirates 15-13.
No, they're every bit of 6'1", 6'2", and if you don't box them out, they're tough.
And the free throw no good. Grandview with the rebound. They'll bring it up trailing by a couple. Collier dishes behind to Molly Smith. Out top now to Van Duzen. High post. Paige Crable with it. Back to the basket. Quick passing. Collier will take the long three. Left point good. Lauren Collier. She's now got 9 points in the game. Grandview retakes the lead, 16-15. Played a minute of this second quarter. High post, Berkey. She'll drive down to that Spires. Collier runs it up the right sideline. All the way down to the baseline, puts it high off the board. No good. Rebound. And run up for the layup, and then Kentucky was right about the top of the key in Grandview's end of it, and just took it all the way down. Nobody had stayed back with her, but Molly Smith will hustle down, get the foul, and make Brandon shoot a couple of free throws. Her first time to the line. The junior has 4 already in the game. And the first one up and bounces around and falls through, and we are tied again, this time at 16. Casey Murphy back into the game for Grandview. Lizzie Van Duzen will sit down for a moment. Brandon trying to retake the lead with the next free throw, and she does. Off the front of the rim and falls through. And she will come out of the game. Back in is Jessica Shook, one of the seniors. Full court pressure being put on by Cardington. Collier will get it. Again up the right sideline, back to the middle. Ball looked as though Cardington might have got a little piece of it, but they're going to say it got too high. They're going to call palming. And again, Grandview just between the top of the key and half court, just now 4 unforced errors.
We got to take care of the pressure.
Maybe getting a little bit of a hurry, but I know that was the game plan, is to try to move the ball quickly. Cardington, 1 point lead in the basketball. Edwards on the dribble to the comes back to the top to try a little give and to Spires.
The quick hands by Page to be able to knock that out of bounds.
Klinger to throw. Mackenzie Bush who's in there now. Good job to she grabbed it, and now Grandview ball trailing. Top Molly Smith fakes, goes down the right line, kicks behind. Mackenzie Bush. Too good! Mackenzie Bush, her first 2 points of the game, and Grandview retakes the lead.
Yeah, right at the top of the key, set her feet and drilled it.
Cardington the basketball, trailing by 1. And a layup no good, but again, Spires reaches over everybody and puts it back. So 19-18, we're caught up on our scoreboard now. Grandview trails it by 1, 5.5 minutes to go, second quarter. Bush double teamed in the right corner, working to get out of double team, loses the ball, and now we're going to have a 5-second call. Although you could argue that she lost possession there, but that would be a tough argument to win.
That was a tough call there, but Cardington was able to trap.
No, wait a minute. Whoa, maybe we got a timeout. I think we did.
Maybe, yeah.
I think Grandview got a
Coach
timeout
O'Meara
ahead of the 5-second call. We'll keep it here.
Timeout there.
A 30-second call, a 30-second timeout. Grandview trailing it by 1, 19-18, but I tell you, this has been a good ball game, and you can see the strategy here, very simple for Cardington. They just love to screen for the bigs and try to find them close, and if they don't make the shot, they hope they get the rebound and the putback. Grandview is trying to race them up the floor, make their bigger players have to run the length of the court a lot. And I'll tell you, both strategies are working at times.
They're working. Yeah, it's going to be interesting how it all comes to pass, but it's been a great game so far.
Probably more turnovers on either side than either coach would want. But again, you can see the strategy certainly developing here so far. Grandview to inbound it from their baseline, and it's batted away. Again, a long pass to try to do that. And I tell you, Brandon very, very quick, the junior for Cardington, knocks it out of bounds. Molly Smith again to inbound it. Goes out toward half court to Collier. Guarded by Brandon there. Switches to the left hand, comes down the left side, goes to Crable. Crable out top, and it's knocked away. Adams will not be able to get it, but she knocked it away. And again, Grandview, again, between the top of the key and the half-court line, it has not been precise.
Well, be a good time now to that pump fake backdoor move.
Exactly.
They're
fake
overplaying
it back
everything.
out there. Yeah, exactly. Collier will get it and bring it across the timeline, and it is kicked or a steal, and Brandon would have been off to the races there. Again, Brandon very good. If you put that ball out in front of you on the dribble, she's going to try to take it away. She's going to guard Collier again as Collier will bring it across the timeline right in the middle of the court. Goes to the left side, and it is knocked away from her by Brandon. As she turned, Brandon came behind and grabbed it. Here comes Cardington up by 1. Spires to Adams at the free throw line. No good. Long rebound comes out to Collier. Here comes Grandview. She runs it up the near sideline. Now goes to the middle. Stops at the free throw line. And we're going to get a jump ball. They didn't want to call traveling because there were players making contact with the ball. So they go with the held ball, and it will go to Cardington. So another turnover for the Bobcats. Trailing by just 1, 4:48, but already committed 8 turnovers in this ballgame.
Yeah, we've got to stay under control in those situations.
Cardington will walk it up. Brandon with the basketball. She is the person that makes things go on this Pirate team. Now Molly Smith will match up with her. She goes to the left side. She'll take the 12-foot jumper. No good. Backside rebound to Paige Crable. Good box out of Spires that time. Grandview will bring it up, trailing by 1. Molly Smith, right wing to the corner. Bush fakes the shot. Back out to Smith in the wing. To the top, Crable. Thought about the long 2, didn't take it. Bush will take the 2, and she gets the other one.
Same
She's
spot.
2 for 2.
No,
Grandview,
she's come in. That's a shot in the arm we needed by Mackenzie Bush.
Bush, as we say, 2 for 2 from that same spot, and Grandview leads at 20-19. Just inside 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Spires, her pass knocked away. Molly Smith right there to take it away, and Grandview will get it back. They have it with the 1-point lead. Crable, left block, tried to go cross the lane and find a player. Able to pick it up is Bush. They'll go out to Casey Murphy. Her shot on the way, no good. She tried to get the 3 from the left side, rebound to Cardington. Adams being tested in the backcourt by Smith, who will commit the foul. And for Molly Smith, that will be her second foul, I believe. 6th against the Bobcats, so still not in the 1-and-1 for Cardington. They've committed 5, so a couple to go before Grandview is in that spot. 20-19, Grandview with the lead, 3.5 minutes to go before halftime. Cardington with it will bring it the length of the court. Edwards back in there will bring it up. Right in the middle of the court. Goes left side to Brandon. Brandon guarded by Collier. Screen set. She'll reverse, come down the left side, down the baseline, up with the left hand, and good. Nice move from Brandon. She's got 8 points to lead her team, and they retake the lead 21-20. Grandview with the ball. Lizzie Van Duzen back in. Goes to the corner to Mackenzie Bush. Back to Lizzie Van Duzen. Fakes, drives down the lane, puts it up. No good, but a foul, and that'll go against Spires. And Spires, had she worked a little harder with her feet, would have got the block, but she got turned sideways and had to reach.
Got a little bit of the arm there, but glad to see Lizzie attacking the basket. Like, we need to do more of that.
Van Duzen 3 for 4 from the free throw line. In fact, she's taken all but one of Grandview's free throws. First shot up, falls through, and we're tied this time at 21. Van Duzen now with 7 points. She leads the line. She's actually second to Collier, who has 9. Second free throw up, no good. Casey Murphy, the rebound. Dribbles right side, lays it up, no good. Just rolls out, and Cardington the rebound. Tied at 21, inside 3 minutes to go until half. Edwards out top now, will back away from the top a little bit. Now here she goes right side. Dishes off Brandon, fakes the 3, now will take it, in and out. Rebound will be knocked out of bounds, but Murphy will save it for Grandview. She got it into Molly Smith. Good job by Casey Murphy. Quick pass ahead to Mackenzie Bush. She went up on the right block, but it was blocked by Spires, who just put her hand straight up, and then Bush is going to foul her from behind, and that'll send Spires to the free throw line to shoot the 1-and-1.
Ooh, boy, just got to stay under control. Right idea.
Right.
Right idea.
Mackenzie Bush is one of those, if she couldn't get the shot or it's blocked, she wants to come right back and make the play.
Absolutely.
So she tried to poke it away from behind, but drew the foul.
And she's quick.
First shot up and good from Spires. who has made all her points at the free throw line tonight. As she has 4 of 5 from the line. She'll have one more now with her team up by 1, 22-21. 2:26 to go in this second quarter. Next one up and good. Nothing but net on that one. And Cardington's lead is 2. Getting a lot of contact in the backcourt. Brian O'Meara not very happy with the official who runs right by him. Grandview gets it up. Collier dribbling, and we're going to get I think we're getting a little makeup foul here because not much of one called on Brandon, I believe. And it will be a 1-and-1 for Grandview as Collier will go to the line for the first time tonight. Try to get her team, makes them both, will be tied up again. The senior, first one up, and good. So she earns the next one. Grandview to within a point, 23-22. Collier, deep breath as she eyes the basket. Couple of dribbles, lets fly, and we're tied. She gets them both. She's got 11 points here in the first half. 23-23, 2:12 to go, second quarter. Klinger with it, way out, tries to lob a pass backside to the rim to Spires, and she gets it to go. There's a set play. Some teams call that the Kansas play, where they run a screen backside from the opposite wing. So 2 points gives Cardington the lead, 25-23. Murphy with it, right wing outside the arc. Dribbles to the corner now. Hands behind to Mackenzie Bush. To the top to Van Duzen. Drives it down left side. We're going to get a foul called, I think, on Brandon. And that'll send Van Duzen the line to shoot 2. For Brandon, that should be her second foul, I believe. It is. See if she comes out of there with 1:43 to go. Kind of a close call because I'm sure they'd like her on offense. Van Duzen's free throw was up, no good. They gave her 2, said she was in the act of shooting, so she'll have another one. Lizzie so far 4 of 6 from the free throw line. And that's one off the front of the rim, no good. So Cardington the rebound. They'll bring it up 1.5 minutes to go. They lead it 25-23. Grandview has missed their last 4 free throws now. Klinger a 3 from the right side, and she gets it. She doesn't shoot them a lot, but she nailed that one. And that's a big one for Cardington. They lead it now 28-23, their biggest lead of the game. Murphy drives, her shot partially blocked as she got to the rim. Ball goes out of bounds off of Cardington. Grandview will inbound it to the left of their backboard. Trailing by 5.
Big possession here. We need to get a bucket.
Molly Smith to throw it in. Still looking, now goes to Murphy, although it gets over her head, and it's picked up by Berkey. The freshman on the way is going to be fouled. I think Mackenzie Bush might draw another one. Let's see, and nope, it's called against Van Duzen. And that'll be her first. But it is a 1-and-1 situation for Cardington. Berkey is 0 for 1 from the free throw line. This one up and good. She'll earn the second. She makes it 29-23 as 6 straight points now for Cardington. Next one is up and good. A little bit of an odd shot, but she found the range on both of them. Again, man-to-man pressure in the backcourt. Again, a little hip check back there. No call. Collier ahead, and she's going to throw it out of bounds. And Grandview just too many turnovers and without getting a shot. And Cardington will get it again. Good idea there to try to find Mackenzie Bush on the right block, but she had turned one way, the pass went the other, and Cardington will have it with inside a minute now to play. Leading at 30-23. So we get the other point on the board for you. And it looks as though they're going to pull it out and look for a last shot up by 7. Edwards with it out top, gets a screen from Brandon. The 2 guards working a game out top. Now Brandon with the ball. And, boy, that was close to a travel. No call. Bertko with it goes to the corner to Klinger. Now Klinger will dribble out to the wing as, again, they're trying to kill the clock. 26 seconds to go in the first half. Cardington with the ball, up by 7. Edwards on the dribble, and it's knocked away. Collier grabs it. 13 seconds. Collier will dribble down, underhanded, up and in.
Boy, we needed that one.
Lauren Collier did it all by herself. Stole it near the timeline, took it all the way down, underhand layup. 3 on the way, and it's goal. It sat on the rim and fell through for Brannon. Boy, that one hurts because it was halfway out and came back in. And that's how the first half will end. A 3 that just sat there, and it gives the 8-point lead the biggest lead of this first half. And that's how things will end. We're going to take a timeout. Again, the score at halftime, 33-25. Cardington on top here at home. But Grandview knows how to score in a hurry, and when they get going, they can get back into it. So we'll see how that all shakes out for Grandview as we come back. Again, Kevin Round, Scott Murphy with you from Cardington-Lincoln High School in Morrow County. 33-25, Cardington over Grandview. We'll be back with second half action after this break. at Cardington High for second half action. Grandview trails at 33-25. Lauren Collier leads all scorers with 13. 11 each on the Cardington side for Brandon and Spires. Grandview will get it to start out this second half. It'll be Lizzie Van Dusen to get it and bring it across the line. Murphy fakes at the top, dribbles down the lane, puts it up, no good. Partially blocked, and Cardington will get the rebound. Here come the Pirates up by 8, 33-25. Big, big three right at the end of the half for Brandon, and she's got it now. She'll go right side to Klinger. Klinger back to the top as Edwards cycles to the top of the key. Brandon now had the three for the moment. Passes it up. Spires at the free throw line will now pass and set a screen, and Edwards will be fouled going to the basket from the left side. I think it'll go against Lizzie Van Dusen, our first foul of this second half. So Edwards yet to get on the board, although started the ball game. It's been in and out a little bit. She'll go to the line to shoot a couple. First one up and no good off the back of the iron for Lizzie Van Dusen, her second foul of the ball game. Our first foul for either team here in the second half. Edwards with another one coming up. Boy, she shoots them high. That one drops through. The physics says the higher you go, the easier it is to fall through, but it's a lot of effort. Grandview with the basketball now, trailing 34-25. And ball taken away down low. Here comes Cardington again. Grandview turns it over on the baseline. The corner, Edwards will take the three from there. No good, back of the iron. Rebound, second person in the lane, Burka, and then coming in to tie her up is Paige Crable, and that'll stay with Cardington as Grandview had the arrow to start the half. But again, a rebound and the second person away. Grandview just needs to back out a little bit once they get position.
Use that booty a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Brandon to toss it in, finds Spires. She'll go down from the free throw line, puts it up, no good. Good defense, Paige Crable. Stayed tough in the lane there. Grandview with the rebound. They'll bring it up, trailing by 9. Claypool, 16-footer, no good. Ball in the lane, pulled out of there by Edwards. She'll come up working against Collier. Collier forces her all the way to the sideline. Down the baseline, Edwards will feed Burtka, the freshman, up and good from the right side. Nice little no-look pass as Burtka came down the line.
Real nice pass there. That was a tough one.
Grandview trails it now 36-25, biggest lead of the game for Cardington. As we played a minute and a half, trying to feed Casey Murphy in the lane, a little bit behind her, get away. Long pass ahead, and Van Dusen will run it down. Grandview, a couple turnovers in a row. The Bobcats with the basketball. Pass quickly ahead, Crable. Right wing into the corner to Murphy. Outside the arc, she'll dribble now, give it to Van Dusen, around to Collier at the top. Collier, a little one-on-one move down the lane. She comes, and we're going to get a reach and foul on Brandon, I believe. Brandon very quick, but just didn't get her feet over there in time, and Collier will draw the foul. First foul against Cardington here in the half.
And when you reach and don't move the feet, they're going to get you 9 times out of 10.
Brandon now, actually they called on Edwards, her second. Crable in the lane. Collier dribbles amongst the big people, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds. Grandview will keep it. Collier trying to instigate the action down the lane. And she has got to be one tired person after that overtime game against West Jeff, scoring 30. And then tonight really forcing the action. And again, a pass intercepted at the free throw line on the inbounds. Here comes Cardington up by 11. Brandon all the way up, and Casey Murphy blocks it and blocked it off of the player. It'll go to Grandview. Great job by the junior, and that is one of her specialties for sure. She gets up off the floor very quickly. And not only got the block that time, but blocked it off of Brandon, and Grandview will get it back. The thing that Casey also does very well is she will go up once and she can get right back up off the floor. You don't see a lot of players that can do it. Here comes Grandview, trailing by 11, need a bucket. Murphy, baseline, and back to Smith, gets away from her right through her hands. Here comes Cardington. Is Brandon able to intercept it? Dishes into the lane, it'll be off Grandview. Tried to feed Klinger coming to the bucket, and oh goodness, got a player down. I think that is Brandon. When you don't want to lose her, if you're Cardington, she really makes this team go.
No, she is the glue that keeps them going, that's for sure.
She got the ball, came to the middle of the floor. She's down just inside the free throw line. It looks like she might have injured one of her legs. We won't speculate, but we will take a break while they tend to. The very, very good player indeed in Sage Brandon. But now trainers are out taking a look at her, and she's obviously in some discomfort. So we will take this time to take a break. We'll be back. Grandview trailing 36-25 here at Cardington. Unfortunately, Cardington, they're going to have to help Sage Brandon off the floor. Looks like her left leg. And again, there's been a lot of contact, both teams. This has been a tournament game that you usually see where kind of giving and getting. And Brandon that time, unfortunately, got a little bit too much and went to the floor. And it will be Cardington basketball. Grandview knocked it out of bounds. Underneath their basket, it comes in to Spires. Double teamed, we'll have to get rid of it. Klinger in the corner, now on the block. Turnaround jumper for Berkey, no good. Grandview the rebound, Mackenzie Bush. Grandview with the ball, trailing by 11. 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Casey Murphy, the shot from the left corner, no good. High off the rim, grabbed by Spires. Cardington will get it. Grandview has gone cold. Let's see if Cardington now tries to slow it down just a little bit with their star off the floor. Klinger looking on the block, waits, now will get the screen from Spires, who comes out to meet her. Corner to Edwards, right side. On the dribble still. Down low it goes to Berkey. Dishes back to Edwards. She'll take the three, no good. Gets a rebound as she comes down the baseline, dishes off on the block. Triple team Berkey, a turnaround jumper, and gets it to go from 4 feet. She's now got 10, and quickly ahead it goes, and then missing the layup, Mackenzie Bush. Just got ahead of herself a little much as Grandview tried to beat Cardington down the floor.
And she was open.
Cardington with the basketball. Edwards running the point. Right wing to Klinger. Gets a screen there from Berkey. And now good hard defense by Collier. Berkey right side goes up for the layup, but reaching is as Lizzie Van Dusen got her grabbed an arm, and Berkey will go to the line to shoot a couple. She is 2 for 3 so far tonight. Grandview getting to a spot where they're going to have to start making some shots.
We got to make some shots. We've gone cold. Boy, it's been a while.
And maybe look to, well, in fact, Grandview has not scored in this third quarter. First free throw up and no good. Again, kind of a flat shot. Comes out of her hand a little sideways for Berkey, but she misses the first. Grandview may want to look at a three if they get that opportunity. They got obviously players that can make it. But I wouldn't be in a hurry to do that. You just kind of want to chip away. 4:11 to go third quarter. Next free throw is good from Berkey. Makes it 39-25. And Collier will have it. Murphy will get it, come around the screen to the top to Molly Smith. Van Dusen. She's going to travel.
Oh, and made it too. Oh, that was a tough one there. They get her on that hop. They've been calling that today. So that's the way she's been shooting all year. But
well, and I think on that one, she got it and then took a step before the hop. Kind of, that's what got her into trouble in that one.
Could have used that one.
Cardington, it did go through the hoop. You're exactly right. Cardington, the three from Adams, right side, no good. Long rebound to Berkey. Out top, Edwards will take the NBA three, no good. Rebound, Van Dusen battling for Collier will make that. Mackenzie Bush dives but can't get it, but she gave herself up.
Yeah, we get the ball.
Oh, no, she knocked it off a player.
She knocked it off a player.
How about that?
That's
Mackenzie
the kind of effort
Bush.
it's going to take to get back in this game.
Absolutely. She made that happen, and Grandview will bring it the length of the court, trailing by 14. Murphy with a left point to the corner to Collier. Drives the baseline. Cross lane pass, in and out. Grandview just can't buy one. Van Dusen gets her own rebound. It's stolen away, and it'll go to Cardington again. Mackenzie Bush on the floor, but this time it will be off her.
A lot of contact on Lizzie down low, though. My goodness.
But that one was one she makes 9 times out of 10. That was the 10th time, unfortunately. And Grandview still trails it by 14, and back into the ballgame is Brandon. That is good to see. You never want to see a good player, well, any player, but especially one who has such an impact on the game out of there. Into the ballgame is Rappert again and around it goes to Brandon, and she nails the 3, and we're going to get a full timeout called, I believe, by Cardington, as they called it right after the shot went through by Brandon. It's going to be a full timeout, so we will take it. Grandview finds themselves behind now, 42-25. They got to get going, but they sure can, and we'll call it when they do. Again, 42. Back. Timeout quickly taken as they've been doing shots man-to-man. You will need to bring it the length of the court into Crable. And they're going to let, Crable almost walked as she got the pass, took it away from Collier, but Collier will get it, bring it up. Gets a screen from Molly Smith high. Drives down right side, kicks out to Murphy, back to Collier left corner. She has the 3 partially blocked. In the lane, it's in the floor. Everybody diving. And Collier's going to pick up a foul as she tried to crash in there and grab it away from Brandon, who's walking much better now. Might have just got a stinger when she went to the ground. That happens, and boy, those are painful. Nadia Kerman into the lineup, a senior. First time we've seen her this evening. Grandview going to put pressure on full court, and the baseball pass ahead. Grandview lost Brandon. She'll sprint ahead, missed the layup in the lane, and we're going to get a held ball. Boy, Brandon did an old Jim Brown right there. I'm hurt, and then I almost sprint ahead of everybody.
Well executed play there, though. Boy, they hit her right on the pass.
She just could not get it to go. So Grandview will bring it up against pressure. Collier in the backcourt with it. 2.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Grandview has not scored in this third quarter. Trail at 42-25. Driving down the lane is Collier. She puts it up. Her shot blocked from behind by Bertke. Grandview will toss it in from under their bucket. Left side of the backboard is Molly Smith. She gets the ball, gets it to Collier. She'll take the quick 3 from the corner. In! There's the first points of the quarter for Grandview.
Let's get a steal.
And in the backcourt, I think Molly Smith's going to pick up the quick foul. It'll be the 5th team foul against Grandview. But Lauren Collier hits a 3. She's now got 16. Molly Smith commits her 3rd foul of the game. Grandview will back down. Brandon finds an open player in the corner. That's Shook. Around it comes all the way to Brandon at the top. Fakes the 3 now. Will take it. In and out. Rebound Paige Crable. Created a lot of space in the middle that time and grabbed it. Here comes Collier on the run, and did she almost palmed it? No call. Crowd thought so. Then it's taken away by Brandon. Brandon just grabbed it out of her hands, comes the other way, puts up the 10-footer, tried to draw the foul, couldn't get it, and it will go to Grandview as Brandon found herself in the air, kind of twisted sideways, trying to draw the foul, couldn't get it, and the shot sails wide. Grandview with the ball, and we're going to get a timeout, and I believe it is a full timeout, so we'll take it, catch our breath for just a moment. 42-28 now as Grandview gets a 3. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to GHOhio.com. Kevin Murphy with you tonight. Grandview trails at 40-42 to go third quarter, and Grandview will have the basketball. They'll have to bring it all the way down the court against some full court man-to-man pressure. Collier with it, and she'll bring it up against Edwards as Collier now brings it up the far sideline, finds Murphy in the corner, fakes, drives in, puts it up off the board, no good. She goes to the floor, but will have a couple of shots at the free throw line. Casey Murphy.
Passed up the three to take it inside, so convert these free throws.
Just chip away, there's time.
Plenty of time.
Murphy, a junior. Came back after a knee injury suffered off season. First one up, no good off this right side of the rim. She'll get another one. Of course, her brother Tim, good athlete at Grandview, is now playing football at Wilmington College. Tight end down there, just like Dad. Next one up and good. So Grandview chipping away a little bit. They've scored the last 3 points, make it 42-29. Edwards running the point against Lauren Collier. Goes to the left side. Adams with the shot, no good. And we're going to get a rebound. That could have been a pushing foul right there on the rebound, no call. Grandview had position, but Berkey went over top. With it is Shook. Fakes, finds Adams left corner. Tries to go down low. Grandview double teaming Berkey. Turn around by the freshman, no good. Rebound on the floor.
Ooh.
Murphy goes to the floor to grab it and gets it to Mackenzie Bush. Good hustle there by a couple of underclassmen for Grandview. Bring it up. Murphy has the three. She'll take it this time. Good! Casey Murphy. And she makes it a 10-point ball game. 40 seconds to go third quarter. Still plenty of time in this one. Grandview just 7 points, but have done very well coming down the stretch here in the third quarter. Edwards with it for Cardington. Right wing outside the arc. Collier reaches in and grabs it. And then we're going to get a foul. And it's a good thing Cardington fouls because Collier was ahead of the pack, headed for the bucket on the other end of the court. And that one, I believe, it's going to go against Adams. No, I'll make that. I'm sorry. That goes against Edwards, her third. And Grandview will have it with 23.9 seconds to go third quarter, trailing by, well, they're going to say that that was a two, apparently.
Yeah, it looked like she was behind the arc.
Wow, wish we had video tonight. So make it 42-31. Grandview with it, a chance to score. 8 seconds. Murphy fakes the three, dishes behind. Collier with it now, 3 seconds. Murphy will take the three from the left side. No good, just in and out. But Grandview chips away at it. They trailed by 8 at the half, and then it got to be out to, I believe, 16 at one point. But they get it back to an 11-point game, so anything can happen. 42-31 is our score. We'll take a quick timeout, be back with fourth quarter action right after this. Grandview found themselves behind by 16, but scored 5 in a row to get it to within 11, 42-31. And you got the feeling that maybe Grandview may be in just a little better shape. This fourth quarter might be interesting, Scott.
No, we got to pressure them right now. This is the money quarter here. Let's get some turnovers, get some baskets, and get back in it.
Cardington gets the ball to start the fourth quarter. So they go right to left in front of us. Pick set out high for Edwards, now to Brandon. She'll get a pick, comes back to the middle, down the right baseline, puts it up good. If they give that, that's a continuation of the NBA. And I don't think they're going to, and that's a good thing because she did scoop it in a few seconds after she was fouled. So Brandon instead will inbound it from under her basket.
Steal.
And it's stolen away. Mackenzie Bush, who goes crashing to the floor.
Good call.
But a foul going to be called, I believe, on Klinger. And that will be the fourth team foul against the Cardington Pirates. The second called on Klinger, and Grandview will bring it the length of the court. Pass ahead to Paige Crable. Gets it all the way to the right wing, hands behind to Molly Smith. Smith finds Casey Murphy, drives out the lane and lays it in on the floor. Boy, I'll tell you.
Over the trees there.
Big, strong right hand over the big players and gets Grandview to within 9. Murphy's and laying it in as Brandon got a quick pass, found the lane, dribbled in, makes it. Gets her team a couple of points right away after Grandview had reeled off 7 straight. Makes it 44-33. Trying to get it to Murphy in the lane, batted away. Boy, that was a tough pass. Crable drives out, but there's Brandon just to steal it away from her. Brandon working against Molly Smith all the way down, puts up the jumper from 10. No good, the ball will go out of bounds. It should go to Grandview, and it does.
Good hustle by Mackenzie Bush and Molly Smith to get back and force the miss on that one.
Well, I'll tell you, Mackenzie Bush has just played so well off the bench tonight. She has been that spark they needed. And Casey Murphy has it now. She'll go right to the lane, lays it up again, no good. This time she tried to draw the foul coming down that left side. Looked like there might have been a little contact, not enough for the foul apparently. And Cardington will get it as it goes out of bounds. Crable out, Lizzie Van Duzen in for Grandview. And trailing by 11, we're about a minute and 15 seconds into this fourth quarter in district tournament play here at Cardington. It'll be Edwards to bring it up for Cardington. Goes right side, finds Klinger, left wing. She gets a screen, fakes the pass on the roll off the pick. Instead will go to Edwards out top. She gets tripped up, ball will go out of bounds and belong to Grandview. And she just ran over somebody. She went to the ground, but Grandview didn't trip her. You can't run into somebody's foot and draw the foul. Just doesn't work that way. So Grandview will get it back. Van Duzen quickly up, no pressure. Had the 3 if she wanted, passed it up. Murphy will get it. She'll take the long 2 from the right corner, no good. Rebound underneath. Cardington, 3 players, all thought the other was going to get it. And instead, it'll be a 4th player that'll grab it, and here comes Cardington trailing by 11, or leading by 11. Pick out top, looking for that pick and roll, the old John Stockton, Carl Malone play. Instead, Brandon will keep it, and we're going to get a foul called, I believe, on Grandview as Lizzie Van Duzen. It was Spires went up for the rebound, and Van Duzen that time blocked her out, but the problem was she already had the ball and blocked her out of bounds, and will draw the foul. It was an awkward-looking play, and they didn't call it right away.
No, it took
so
them a
I
while
thought they
to...
might call traveling, but unfortunately not the case. 16 foul against Grandview, so Cardington 1-1 next time. Spires, her shot blocked, and they're going to call a held ball, and it will go to Grandview. She brings the ball as she comes down the lane. Spires really goes low with the ball. You want your big to carry it up high, and that time Grandview got a hand right on top of the basketball, drew the held ball call, and they'll get it on the arrow. 5:51 to go fourth quarter. Grandview trails by 11. They've got the basketball. Collier runs it up the far sideline, going left to right in front of us. Gets a screen out high from Smith. Keeps dribbling, goes all the way to the lane, cross court. Finds Claypool, her shot up, no good. Rebound pulled away by Spires. And it's on the floor, pulled away by Lauren Collier, and then a foul call. And that will be the 15th foul against Cardington. And the Grandview fans who thinks that they've been a victim of that all night, some sarcastic applause across the way.
The Lady Bobcats aren't quitting.
They're not.
Fighting. Let's get a basket here, get it under 10.
Adams back in for Cardington will replace Edwards. Smith into Collier. And it looks now Cardington's gone to a little 2-3. Collier with the 3!
Deep 3.
Lauren Collier, her third 3 of the night. And cuts it to 8. 5:17 to go. She was 3 feet outside the arc on that one. Brandon brings it up. Finds Klinger. Klinger gets a screen out high, comes down the right side, the lights on her way. Collier working against Brandon on the dribble drive, puts it up, her shot blocked.
It's all right, good play, but great steal by Lauren.
Lauren did a good job, and she just didn't want to go. She kind of went to the edge of the backboard rather than to the rim itself, and Brandon able to block it away, but Grandview will inbound it under their basket. Comes into Murphy. Coming off a screen is Collier. She'll dribble to the top, now down the lane. Kicks behind to Smith. Gets a screen, now to Mackenzie Bush, out top to Collier. It's a screen, backs away, takes the long two, in and out. Rebound will go to Adams underneath. Grandview trying to tie her up, and they're going to call a foul, I believe, against Claypool, and that will send Adams to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. It is physical off of rebounds on both ends of the court right now. So Adams, who wears a headband and had that headband readjusted a little bit right there as they were scrambling around. She will go to the free throw line to shoot the 1-and-1. She has not been to the free throw line. In fact, looking for her first point tonight. And Van Duzen now in will replace Molly Smith. Smith picks up her third foul there. 4:43 to go in regulation. Grandview trailing by 8. Adams can add to the Cardington lead. First free throw, no good. Rebound pulled down by Claypool. Grandview will bring it up, trailing by 8. Collier way outside with it. Now will start play. Goes down the left side. Now backs up, but the ball knocked away from her. Ahead it comes. Van Duzen now will chase down the long pass. Steal it away from Brandon. Behind the back dribble frees her as she brings it across the line. Claypool, right wing, out top. Collier fakes the three. Van Duzen the three on the way. No good. Rebound battle for underneath. Claypool battling. Able to tip it, but Adams will steal it. And then they're going to call a held ball, but I'll tell you, Adams just absolutely threw an elbow to get a player off her.
That was
lucky that she did not get a foul call there.
Obvious there.
And they're going to say on the held ball that it will go to Cardington, but I'll tell you, wow, that could have been almost an intentional foul the way it was executed. Ball comes into Brandon, everybody reaching at her. She splits the double team, drives up against now some pressure, will retreat outside the arc right side. Splits the double team. We're going to get a foul called on either Van Duzen or Collier, who are setting the double team. It'll go against Collier. And that will be her fourth foul. And boy, you hate to take her out with 4:03 to go fourth quarter. Instead, just have her not do that.
No reaching anymore.
Yeah, you are not part of a double team anymore unless you have your hands straight up and not moving. And Brian O'Meara, I think, wants to talk about that with his star player now with 4 fouls. But Grandview, 8 points down. They have fought back from 16 points down, and quickly a timeout. We will take that timeout. 44-36. Cardington leads, but Grandview, the momentum swinging the Bobcats' way. .44 leads it, and Brandon to the line to shoot the 1-and-1 for the Pirates. Grandview found themselves 16 points behind in the third quarter. Have battled back, just can't the hoop for what it fall in, although a couple of big threes in the second half now. Brandon there, who was injured in the third quarter, has come back from that, and her free throw is good. She's got a good stroke. She is a really good basketball player. And really on defense, she is an opportunist. She can steal the ball from you when you think you don't see her.
She's a good athlete.
So the second free throw on its way, and it's good. And a double-digit lead again for Cardington. They're up by 10, 46-36. And the horn won't stop sounding. I think that means the visiting team wins, doesn't it? I think we need to institute that rule.
Either that or we better get on the bus fast.
4:03 to go. Kevin Rouse, Scott Murphy with you from Cardington. Good to be back with my old friend. Grandview will bring it up. No pressure this time. And Collier, they've gone back to the man-to-man. They're not going to give up the easy threes that they gave up a little bit ago. Van Duzen on the baseline, shot partially blocked. There's Casey Murphy, good! On the putback off the glass for the junior. She now has 7 points, that 8 points, 7 of them in the second half. Grandview again draws to within 8. See if Cardington tries to lengthen their possessions. 3:36 to go in regulation. Klinger out top. Right side to Adams, way outside the arc. Now we'll dribble toward the rim. Dishes underneath, cross lane to Spires, who puts it up and scores. And that referee came from half court to make the call. The guy underneath did not make the call right in front of him. So Spires is going to get the bucket, will go to the line to shoot the and one.
Well, they've been calling that hop. She hopped 2 steps backwards before she shot it.
So again, a 10-point lead for Cardington. And it will be Spires to go to the line to try to convert her first points of the second half. She now has 13. And player for Cardington jumped in too quickly, so that it went in. It'll be waved off, and we have a 48-38 game. Grandview will get the ball.
Still plenty of time left.
Van Dusen will be bringing it up. She'll bring it right up the middle of the court. Now goes left side, back to the right side. Gets a pick at the free throw line. Hands to Molly Smith. Smith all the way back to the top on the dribble. Picks it up, goes left side to Collier, outside the arc. Guarded by Edwards. Gets a pick. Underneath it goes to Van Dusen. Puts it up, no good. Murphy, though, able to tip it free on the rebound. Collier up with the three. Good! Lauren Collier. She now has 22 points and gets Grandview to within 7. 2:45 to go in this fourth quarter. Ball knocked away. Claypool able to save it. Did she? Nope, she just tippy-toed on the line.
Could have used that one, but an outstanding effort.
She fronted the post and just knocked away. Grandview going to get a bunch of subs in here to play very hard defense and not be afraid to foul. As Copland in. Well, we'll get all the players. Underneath it goes. And a reverse layup. Good for Bertke, as she was working against Isabel Girardi. Grandview now up, trailing by 9. Collier down the left side. She'll lay it in, but a timeout called before that, and we're going to get a full timeout called by Grandview to get the offense back in there as they went offense-defense. Actually, we'll keep it right here. Let you know that our first boys tournament game will be next Wednesday, as they will play at home against Utica. And we'll have that for you here on GHOhio.com. And I'll be working again with Scott Murphy on that night. How about that?
All right, looking forward to it.
They cannot get rid of us.
No, that's good. I mean, but, hey, it's just a pleasure to work with you, Kevin, and to follow the Bobcats. You know, I've listened to many great games that you've called.
Well,
and
we've been lucky over the years, haven't we, to have a lot of talent at Grandview.
We have.
I do want to give a special shout out to Ben McCullough and John Sternicker, who have done a wonderful job this year doing play-by-play. Ben McCullough is going to be traveling with the Capital Golf team very shortly. In fact, he may already be doing that or tomorrow sometime as Capital heads south to get their spring golf season started. And so we'll miss him. He's done just a wonderful job for the boys this year. But you know what? We're glad he's teeing them up for the Crusaders. So we'll get a report from him, let you know how he's doing.
Best of luck to Ben.
Grandview will inbound it from underneath their basket, trailing by 9. 2:22 to go. Collier, a pass out top. Murphy with the three on the way. No good. Rebound batted around, pulled down by Claypool. Fakes underneath. Ball batted away as she put it on the floor. Ahead it comes. Oh, my goodness. They got a timeout called while the pass was being made. Lucky for Cardington because Grandview had a chance to steal it away. And we don't know. Maybe the coach said it while the player was in possession. We're all the way across the way. But a lucky happenstance for Cardington. And they will take a full timeout. We'll keep it here again. 50-41 is our score with around 2 minutes to go. We don't know exactly because now they put the time up for the timeout. But Grandview, well, I tell you, they've had some good looks. Getting it back down to 9, and it could have been 6 just like that, but the ball just rolled out. Grandview going to get Maddie James in there to play some defense, along with, that'll be Mackenzie Bush back in as well. Let's talk about these players coming off the bench tonight, though. Mackenzie Bush, certainly the one really that has kind of changed the temperature tonight of this game. She did that in the first half, which is outstanding defensive play, and then hitting 2 shots just right off.
Just came in and bang, bang, But, she's capable of that. She's been doing that for 2 years, and she's only a sophomore. So she's going to be a key ingredient for the Lady Bobcats next year.
And her brother Jake, not a bad shooter for Grandview back in the day. Another good golfer, too, as we talk about golfers. And, of course, their dad, Ted Bush, was an outstanding player in all 3 sports he played at Grandview in his time. So Grandview lucky to have him stay in town for his kids. Cardington will bring it up, and we're going to get a foul from behind as Maddie James will commit the foul, and it will be 2 shots now as we're in the double bonus. And unfortunately, it will be probably the best foul shooter on the Cardington side in Brannon. She is 4 for 4 tonight. Let's see if I can whammy hex her there. 2:08 to go in the game. Grandview trailing by 9. They have fought valiantly, and the first one is no good. So we'll get Van Duzen and Collier back in, replacing Bush and James. James, another one who is a real battler out there. She will take no prisoners on either side of the court. So good to see her able to get into a tournament game. Next one from Brandon, nothing but net this time. And she makes it a 10-point game. Here comes Grandview. All the way down is Van Duzen. Lays it up, no good, another missed layup. And we're going to get a quick foul on Claypool, but again, Brannon will go to the line to shoot the double bonus.
Still, we're at 11. They're still at 5.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of times we've been driving. There's a lot of contact.
Yeah, we could have a long discussion about fouls called and not
one
called
way
tonight.
or the other, but wow.
Yeah, it has been physical and not always called the same way, but we'll leave it at that. Brandon's free throw up, good. Bounces around and falls through. She'll have another one. Makes it 11. 1:59 to go in regulation. Well, I'll tell you, Brandon has been the difference tonight for this team. Next one up and good. Brandon on the night now with 19 to lead her squad. Pass ahead, Casey Murphy. Back out to Collier. Grandview needs to make something happen, down by 12. Murphy with the 3 on the way. Good! Casey, I think it was this time.
That was a 3. They finally gave it to her. Oh, there's a turnover maybe.
Grandview able to steal it away, and they get it back.
Hit it.
It'll be Collier to take the 3. Good! Laura Collier off the turnover. Grandview to within 6. Minute and a half to go. We're going to get a foul very quickly called as Molly Smith will commit it. It'll be Edwards going to the line to shoot 2.
Ooh, 2 big threes. we're right. We are at 6. So.
1 from Murphy, 1 from Collier. In fact, they have done all the scoring in this second half between the two of them. Collier now 4 threes in the second half. She's got 25. Casey Murphy had 1 point in the first half, and she now has 10 in this half. First free throw is good from Edwards. Make it a 7-point game. And she will have another one. She's another good shooter. Another one of the Pirates that runs the offense. A real high shot, but this one falls through as well. And it is now an 8-point game. Grandview quickly ahead. Van Duzen, the turnaround 3-pointer, no good off the board. Tipped out all the way to Van Duzen, and it will be Brandon trying to steal it from behind, but it'll go out of bounds. Well, you got to always know where she is.
Got to know where she's at. And she's an outstanding athlete, always around the ball. 1:15
to go. Grandview trails by 8. What a great effort by the Bobcats tonight, no matter what happens. Molly Smith, wing, right side, fakes, drives down looking for help. Van Duzen. Down the left lane as she comes, finds Murphy, left corner, good! Casey Murphy. Grandview, and we're going to get a foul right away. Grandview gets it to within 5. 58.1 seconds.
They're fighting hard, though. They're not giving up.
Casey Murphy, 13 points in this second half. Collier with 12 points in the second half.
And I think that might be 5 for Molly. Unfortunately.
Molly Smith, one of the seniors, this is her last game, this will do it as she'll go to the bench with 5 fouls. Of course, we'll get to see her during track season doing a lot of special things.
Well, I think you might see her next year playing soccer somewhere, too.
She is a very gifted athlete, there is no doubt. Going to the line, unfortunately, is Brandon, but she'll miss the first one, and that's big. Another one with her team leading by just 5, so it's a 2-possession game, whether she makes it or not. Next one up and good. So 56-50, Grandview ball. Quickly up is Edwards guarding her. Green set, out top it comes to Mackenzie Bush. Back to Collier, but stolen away. Watte close to a foul on the steal, no call. 8 seconds. As hustling is Claypool.
There's a lot of contact there, golly.
Wow, and that denial.
That should have been called right.
That's unfortunate for the Bobcats. They're making it 37.4, and it'll be Brandon once again going to the line for 2. Long look, and she misses it. If she misses this one, Grandview will still be a 2-possession game with 37.4 seconds to go. Brandon, a junior, eyes the bucket, and this one no good. Up front of the rim, rebounded Lizzie Van Duzen to Collier. Collier will bring it up. They haven't accounted for it yet. Edwards now waiting. Murphy on the dribble gets the screen out top. Van Duzen. Ball poked away from her, and it's going to be stolen away. Another lob pass that's stolen away, and here comes Brandon. 18 seconds. Grandview will get the foul quickly from Van Duzen, but again, one of those kind of looping passes that, boy, you just can't do that around Brandon. She'll just go get it. So Brandon to the line again, and she's coming off an injury that really had, and there was no fake about it. She was hurt.
She was hurting. I'm just glad she's back playing, and but what an effort by the Lady Bobcats. No quitting them.
I think Van Duzen fouls out, 17.2. And the free throw up and good from Brandon. And that will just about do it, as that makes it a 3-possession game. The junior eyes it, lets it fly, and this one's good as well. And coming in, that's going to get Collier out of the ball game. She's going to get a standing ovation from the Grandview crowd. What a performance again. She had 25 tonight after a 30-point game on Tuesday. Big hug from Brian O'Meara on the far sideline. Grandview with it, Claypool. As we get Lyran McHugh in there now, another one of those seniors. And Grandview going to lose the ball underneath, 6.1. Again, that's going to do it. But what a heroic effort by the Bobcats tonight. Nothing to hang their head about. Claypool's trying to get a foul and does with 4.1. And that'll send Edwards to the line to shoot a couple. Well, let's talk about these seniors, Scott. Molly Smith, Lyran McHugh, Lizzie Van Duzen, Lauren Collier, Callie Schmaltz, Bailey Smith, Maria Claypool, Paige Crable. Again, players that have played for a while, players that came back, players that knew their role. The free throw made by Edwards to make it now a 59. Sorry, we'll get that score updated for you. And what a team this was this year because of those seniors' efforts.
No, they came together, they came out, and they made a huge difference in this team. And, my hat's off to them. They've had a very successful season this year.
Oh, they have indeed. They're going to finish at 15-9, but what a great thrill they have gotten. Long free ball will be off the rim, the last shot, and that will do it. 60-50 is the final. But again, let's finish the thought about the seniors. This was a team that last year couldn't have a reserve team, a JV team.
They had 9 girls,
right.
Period, 9 through 12.
And so you get the girls back, you get people coming up from the middle school. It's a different program this year. I mean, they played well last year and had some good quality wins. But this year it was the full team, and really because those seniors decided to come back. They were dedicated to the cause. Again, many role players among them, and that really made the difference. And I think kind of turned a page for Grandview that they needed in this program.
They definitely needed. And like you said, very unselfish. A lot of players knew they were going to be role players. and they took that and ran with it, and really they were effective. And like I said, a lot of great wins this year, a lot of close losses too. I mean, there's 4 or 5 I can think of. Competed with the best of them, and it was just a fun game to watch. Unfortunately, we didn't come out where we wanted to, but that happens sometimes. But I can't the effort that they fought till the bitter end, and I can't say enough about Lauren Collier, her effort last year and this year. She's been consistent the whole 2 seasons and really was the go-to girl for the Bobcats.
The good news is for Grandview fans that we get to watch her brother, who is a freshman and playing well.
He's
for
lighting
the boys
them up
team.
too.
We're going to get a chance to watch him for 3 more years.
Right.
So thank you to the Collier family for giving us that amount of talent at Grandview. Now, this game tonight, this was a game really, the first quarter was tied 13-13. Then Cardington a little bit of a pull away at halftime. They got up by 8, and then it looked like they might run away and hide up by 16. Grandview battled back, got it to 5 points in that fourth quarter. Could not quite get past that mark, and then had to foul. And then you get Brandon at the line making her free throws and playing great defense, and that was really the difference then coming down the stretch. But two scores in double figures for Grandview. You already talked about Collier. I'm going to talk about the other because you won't, and that's Casey Murphy, the junior. And I know it's nice for you to see her coming off an injury, that it is always tough when you hurt a knee to come back and have confidence, especially because she battles down low where people are bumping and there's a lot of feet in your way. But you can see the momentum with her coming. Tonight she had 13 of those with 2 big threes in the fourth quarter. And, that's really good because now that allows her to go into the offseason with great attitude in how she approaches her AAU team and her workouts and all those things. And I think, obviously, it's going to be good for her to be a leader down low. And the other good players coming back.
Yes. And
you know what? The assistant coach, Stephanie Yoakum, bringing up a young lady from the 8th grade, and Hannah, that might add right away to this team. So
she's an outstanding player. I've watched her play many times, and she can flat out score. Plus, she's a point guard, and she can handle the rock, too. So those are all good things. Casey's battled back from, a tough injury. And, I think this is maybe her 8th or 9th game since she came back. And so it was nice to see her, start to feel it a little bit.
Well, and, she missed a couple of shots. And the last thing to come back, as we all know, is the shot. Because, you can get out and play a little defense and bump around, but to get you back, and she's a good shooter. And what was good to see is her nail a couple under pressure with people in her face. That's what you want to take away from this. So we know good things are coming from Casey Murphy as we look forward to next year. And I will tell you, folks, if you want to see a team that just goes out full out all the time, and again, I think the chemistry of this team right now is exactly where it needs to be. I'm looking forward. I guess we'll have to wait till November, but we will do that, and we will have those games for you next year so that you can watch almost all the regular season on video, and then we get to tournament because of the rules and the way things are put together. We go to radio, but I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so let's now look toward the boys who will start their tournament play next Wednesday at home against Utica, a game that, well, you'd be expecting them to win, but you never know in tournament time. But they seem to be they were kind of up and down coming down the stretch. But, you hope they find it because when they're playing well, they can play with anybody.
They can play with anybody. And this is going to be a very interesting district tournament in the Central District this year because it's an 18-team winner-take-all. There's not 2 divisions like there has been. So it's going to be a slugfest. Whoever comes out of it is going to be road-tested, ready to go.
I will take them in the regional, absolutely.
Yeah, and I hope it's the Grandview Bobcats. They have the potential. They're deep, and they can get you from a lot of different places. So if they can come together, and it all starts next Wednesday.
Well, and of course you've got Ray Corbett, who, when he decides to leave, and I'm not so sure he's ready to go anytime soon with the amount of talent he has, he's a Hall of Fame coach. There's no doubt about it. So you combine all those elements, and we're going to have a lot of fun next Wednesday as Utica comes to town. We will have it for you right here on GHOhio.com. It's a 7 o'clock tip. We'll be on about 10 minutes before that, so we sure hope you can join us. Scott and I are looking forward to calling that for you next Wednesday from Bobcat Gymnasium right here on GH Ohio. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Grandview fought valiantly tonight, but they fall to the Cardington Pirates, who will go on in the Central District bracket after this. Well, we've enjoyed it, and again, we'll look for you next Wednesday night at Bobcat Gymnasium as the boys host Utica. We're also lucky to have tonight our cameraman going to be giving us some good shots down the road, who's in from Wake Forest doing the graduate school there, Oliver Rao. I've known him for a long time, almost his whole life, so it was good to have him back. So thanks to Oliver for helping us out tonight. So that'll do it. Grandview falls to Cardington, but a great season for the Bobcats. For my broadcast partner, the Maryland Terrapins, Scott Murphy, I'm Kevin Rao. Good night, everyone.